invite our Executive Director, Engineer Maurice Akech, MBS, to come to the front and give some remarks. Invite the chairperson, who in turn will invite the peers, who in turn will karibisha the honorable guest of honor for this particular moment. So, karibu, engineer.
Asante sana, our MC. To our Cabinet Secretary, who is our chief guest of today's event, who is the Cabinet Secretary for Lands, Public Works, Housing and Urban Development, Honorable Alice Wahome, our Principal Secretary in charge of Public Works in the same ministry, the Chair of the Board of National Construction Authority, Madam Mercy Okiro, board members of National Construction Authority present in this gathering. I can see quite a number of partners in the industry. I want to recognize all of them. There are so many. If I was mentioned by name, I think it will take some time, but feel recognized, feel at home. To my colleagues from National Construction Authority, who have also been able to put this together with other partners who are working on part of the program we are doing today, which is Construction Excellence Awards, inside the annual Contractors Conference, and of course to the contractors who have come in large numbers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Engineer Maurice Akech. I'm the Executive Director at National Construction Authority, and now that contractors are here, my other title is usually called the Registrar of Contractors. So your signature is here for your licenses, the hand of that signature. Let me start by saying that it is a great honor and pleasure to us at National Construction Authority to welcome all of you, led by our chief guest, to the annual Contractors Conference. This is the 3rd edition, as well as the launch of the Construction Excellence Awards. The theme of this year's conference, as already indicated by the Master of Ceremony, is innovatively integrating the National Building Code 2024 into the current technological construction and infrastructure landscape. And this reflects how our sector has been evolving and being ready for the bold future and charting the way together. If I may say a little bit about National Building Code 2024, this is the first ever document which is Kenya's first user-centered, digitally adaptable code that harmonizes decades of fragmented standards into a cohesive framework for modern, safe, and sustainable construction. If there is anything you need to take home about the National Building Code 2024, is the theme, which is safety and order in construction industry in Kenya. But a code is only as powerful as the people who bring it to life. And that's why I'm happy about this gathering, because by seeing all of you here, both from public sector, from private sector, indeed, the power of the code will be able to bring the standards into perspective and ensure we live in a safe environment. And that's why NCA reaffirms its unwavering commitment to building the human resource that will make the code succeed. You are sitting here, especially contractors, as part of that human resource component. Since inception of the authority in 2011, by Act number 41 of 2014, when we started capacity building mandate, up to this moment, that's around 11 years or so, we have been 90,000 contractors have been trained over a period of over 10 years. More than 124,000 construction workers and site for government, the year ends on 30th June of every year. We trained about 24,000 construction workers in addition to that 124,000. This has been made possible by many projects that have been created in the last year, more so on the affordable housing sites, where we were able to do on-site training and train quite a number of construction workers in those sites. Of course, you're also aware, in every site, there is the skilled and the unskilled. That ratio is very important. So the ones I'm talking about here are mostly the skilled ones. Chief guest, these are not just numbers. They are foundations of quality, safety, and our national development. So it's good we recognize that. And we are very proud as a country, we are very proud as an institution that we've been able to bring quality, safety, and national development by undertaking capacity building and training. We are also proud that we have rolled out our trainings, not just physically like this one, but also online. And I'm sure many of you have also attended those online platforms for training. You can do it from the comfort of your office, your workplace, and it has also saved in terms of time and been also very efficient. We've also done a lot of training through collaborations, and I want to appreciate our leadership, especially the political leadership in the counties, where we were able to reach out to over 14,000 construction workers through collaborative trainings in counties and constituencies. Do this alone, so we also recognize that we have had to partner with training service providers or training providers who have come as partners. We don't pay them anything, but they come in their area of strength and interest to train. And that number is close to 6,000 who have been trained through those 10 training service providers. We've also not just reached to contractors and construction workers. We are aware the ecosystem of construction has many players. So we've also reached out to about 11,000 stakeholders on the building code sensitization and training, which covered 47 counties in the last 3 months since March of this year. Of course, as you may be aware, the National Building Code was published last year in 2024 under the hand of the Cabinet Secretary, who is the chief guest of this meeting. It had a 1-year transition period, which lapsed on 1st March 2025. So from 1st March 2025, we are now implementing the new building code. And I'm also happy that in those trainings, some of those stakeholders were also contractors. Our chief guest, these achievements reflect our belief that innovation must be anchored in people, in professionals who understand not only what the standards are, but why they matter. This conference is not just about policy, it's also about practice. It's about engaging with technologies such as the building information modeling, which as contractors I want you to embrace. If you never heard about it, you need to research on it, but we'll also do more trainings on the, we call it BIM mostly out there, but it's called building information modeling, which will make your work easier on site as a contractor. You will interact with your developer or the client, the professional, the engineers, as well as any other player through this BIM. It also informs where there could be a conflict or a clash on a building or a project even before you get to site. So it is fundamental that we start embracing it. We're also talking about modular construction, smart construction permitting, which I'm happy some counties have started designs. All these are enablers of the compliance to the code and cornerstones of global competitiveness. We must, as we do this, we must not lose our sight on equity. So our ambition must be national, but our reach must also be local. I know as you sit here, you've come from different areas of the country, and as you come here at a national level, as you go back, you must also mainstream at a local level what you are learning here and the National Building Code. So, as a big contractor based in Nairobi requires this opportunity, a small contractor in a place like Taita Taveta, for instance, will also deserve similar opportunities as emphasizes on inclusivity with specialized training for youth, women, and those living with disabilities, and ensuring that no one is left behind. Let us be clear, the national building, but the true measure of excellence lies in how far we go beyond it. It calls on us to raise the bar, to embrace innovation, and to lead by example. Turning my page from the building code, which is the theme of today's annual Contractors Conference, which is the 3rd edition, I come to the conclusion by talking about the Construction Excellence Awards. Today, we'll be officially launching the Construction Excellence Awards for 2025, which is our 2nd edition. And the launch basically means that we are opening the space for all players in the construction industry to apply to be able to be considered for the Excellence Award that will be done in October. So it will be about the criteria that we'll be using, what you need to know so that you apply, and how you will be considered, so that it's about all fairness. And it includes both developers, and earlier as we were having a briefing with our chief guest, it is clear and noted that one of the biggest developers today in our country, Kenya, especially on the space of housing development, is the Ministry of Lands, Public Works, Housing and Urban Development, because when you talk about affordable housing, you look at the numbers, that is serious quantity into the space of construction, and that's one of the developers, among many developers, that will have an opportunity to be considered, of course, upon application on the Construction Excellence Award. I am not lobbying for the evaluators to evaluate that developer. You will use the fairness, the instruments, and within the criteria to ensure that they are not just from NCA. I believe they'll do a good job, and inside them, they also have a regulator, which is the control board, betting and what is it in full? Whoever will win under the developers category will have been considered fairly. We also have contractors to be considered. We also have construction workers in the category of site supervisors. And I believe we may also need to expand it to other considerations. The awards itself will happen in 3 months' time from now, and that will be around October. Of course, we'll be keen to note that those who have already embraced the National Building Code will also be having an opportunity as a way of giving them. I urge every eligible participant in that Excellence Award application to seize the opportunity, step forward, apply, and be counted. Show the country what building with integrity, innovation, and compliance truly looks like. So on behalf of National Construction Authority, I thank you for your dedication, your partnership, and your belief in the power of standards to transform a nation, Kenya. Let us continue building not just structures, but a legacy of excellence, a legacy of innovation, and a legacy of resilience. I take this opportunity to thank you most sincerely for turning up, especially our chief guest and the team. And I wish all of us a productive and inspiring conference, which is being hosted today, the 4th of July, 2025. And for contractors, if you didn't have an opportunity to attend any of the trainings we did in the last 12 months, that one, which will allow you to be given a CPD, 10 continuous professional development points, which will allow you to be able to renew your license. You are aware that renewal opened up on Tuesday, 1st of July, and will expire by end of this month. And I want by 1st of August, please have a valid license. So, and I wish you all the best as you attend this conference. God bless. So at this juncture, I would now wish to take this single opportunity to invite the chairperson of the Board of National Construction Authority, Madam Advocate Mercy Okiro, to address the gathering, and then thereafter invite the Principal Secretary, who will in turn invite the Chief Guest. Karibu, Madam Chair. Makofi tafadhali.
The Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Lands, Public Works, Housing and Urban Development, Honorable Alice Wahome, EGH. The Principal Secretary, State Department of Public Works, Mr. Joel Arumunyang, CBS. Board members of the National Construction Authority. Board members of other organizations, including their chairmen and chairpersons. Presidents and leaders of professional organizations. The Executive Director of the National Construction Authority, Engineer Maurice Akech. Distinguished contractors, development partners, members of the public and stakeholders, good morning. It is my distinct pleasure to welcome you today to the 3rd Annual Contractors Conference, which is a vital program and platform that reflects the collective spirit of progress that defines Kenya's construction sector today. The theme of this year's conference is innovatively integrating the National Building Code 2024 into the current technological construction and infrastructure landscape. And this could not be more aligned with our national priorities. I had requested for a microphone, so I will pause so that board members, you can introduce yourself quickly alongside other presidents. I have seen it has not been brought. I will proceed, and I'll just recognize you as I stand. Board members, when I mention your name, just stand and wave. I was hoping you'd get a chance so that people can hear your voice, this being our last event, but there appears to be a microphone shortage. Nonetheless, we can start on this table with Director Musango. Oh, there's a microphone. Kindly say your name, the organization you represent. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. CS, Lands, Public Works and Housing and Urban Development, the PS for Public Works, all protocol observed. My name is Peter Musango. I represent Roads and Civil Engineering Contractors Association, RASECA. Thank you.
Thank you, Director. With your permission, Honorable Cabinet Secretary, I request board members to skip the protocols. I have set them, kindly ride on them. Do not do the protocols again. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Engineer Godana Harugura, representing special interest on the board.
Morning all. My name is Kalpe Shirani, representing Contractors, Kenya Association of Building and Civil Engineering Contractors on the board. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, everyone. My name is Architect Florence Nyole, representing the Architectural Association of Kenya. Thank you.
Thank you, board members. Director Kanyi, Kotut, and the rest.
Good morning, everyone. Yeah, my name is QS Rose Kotut. I represent the PS, State Department for Public Works, as the alternate member at the board of NCA. Thank you.
Engineer Gili Patarasa, I represent the PS Roads on the board.
Sorry, Chair. Let me stand here. Good morning, all. I'm Josephine Kanyi, representing the PS National Treasury on the board.
Good morning. Good morning, all. I'm Engineer Munye Catherine. I represent Institution of Engineers of Kenya in the NCA board. Thank you.
Good morning. John Mokomoni, representing PS Devolution.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Ivy Kimani. I represent Kenya Federation of Master Builders on the board. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning to you all. My name is Mutinda Mutuko. I am a quantity surveyor. I represent the Institute of Quant Surveyors of Kenya in the board, and I'm also the president of the institute. Thank you.
Thank you, board members. We do not have two members with us present here. That is QS Kusienya, representing Principal Secretary Housing, Honorable Charles Hinga, and the Vice Chair of the Board, Architect Nicholas Tirop. I also wish to recognize, kindly bring the mic back. I don't know why you're running with it. I'll just give the microphone to President Shama Kiteme, kindly, if you may introduce yourself, and any other chairmen or presidents who are in here of any professional organizations, if you may please rise, because I will close this part. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, everyone. My name is Engineer Shama Kiteme. I'm the President, the Institution of Engineers of Kenya.
Thank you, Honorable Nasra.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Nasra Nanda. I'm the CEO of the Kenya Green Building Society. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, board members. Okay, proceed. One more person. My apologies.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Wangui Mwangi. I am a member of the Kenya Green Building Society.
Okay, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, the National Building Code 2024 represents a paradigm shift, and for the first time we have a code that unifies, simplifies, and modernizes construction standards. At NCA, we view the code not as an endpoint but as an enabler. Key to this is capacity building, and of course through our collaboration with TVET institutions, we are embedding the code and in terms of knowledge and practices into the very DNA of the construction workforce. We, of course, also have digitized quality assurance and inspection systems to support code-aligned service delivery. We've also promoted competency-based education and recognition of prior learning. We also support inclusive training initiatives targeting youth, women, and persons with disabilities. We have also deepened partnerships with development partners and other partners, professional associations, and the private sector to scale up both the reach and the relevance of the code. And at this juncture, I'd like to highlight that as the National Construction Authority, of course, according to our Act, one of our mandates is to empower local contractors. And as such, we are engaging with partners, various partners, to see how we can boost that function by either upskilling, knowledge transfer, and even financial, as the case may be. So those discussions are ongoing. We have also prioritized localized engagement through counties and constituencies, and where, as you've heard from the Executive Director, we have trained over 13,800 workers via devolved partnerships. Honorable Chief Guest, these milestones are a testament to what is possible through a coordinated, purposeful investment in people and standards. But we must go further. Contractors are not just implementers, but you are nation builders, standard bearers, and catalysts of innovation. The National Building Code 2024, of course, is in motion. And the priority of the board, and that we have discussed for the financial year 2025-2026, is implementation of this National Building Code. The first people who will be responsible for this, of course, apart from the public, is our contractors, our engineers, and professional bodies and associations. As such, as therefore we move into that era of proper implementation, we remain committed to supporting in any way that contractors feel like need support from the authority. I must also add that we will increase our whistleblowing presence. We have a whistleblowing policy, and we have discussed this extensively at the board, and now it is time for all Kenyans to be aware of this policy, because we understand and we are aware that there are some masqueraders and rotten apples that we now intend to do more targeted weeding out of the compliant with the law, and we cannot let a few bad apples, of course, spoil the name for the rest. More importantly, of course, we also have members of the public, and we want them to have access to us. We also have, of course, more targeted visits, and we have already visited 32 counties. And any contractors who are from outside Nairobi, I assume you also attended the building code sensitization programs in your to all counties, and we interacted with the executive as well as professionals in that county. And if there is a reason why you are not able to attend those sensitization fora, please feel free to engage the authority. And as I've said, that is why we want to cascade our whistleblowing platforms and communication so that even the board is able to see what members of the public and our contractors all over the country need in terms of support. NCA is also investing in upskilling programs to ensure that every contractor from the MSMEs all the way to the largest firm is equipped to meet the demands of a rapidly evolving construction industry. To further reinforce this culture of excellence, today we are here, of course, to launch the Construction Excellence Awards. This is a platform to recognize those who go beyond compliance, who live the principles of the building code in their daily work, and who set new benchmarks for only celebrate achievement, they will also drive ambition and elevate standards and inspire others to follow suit. Honorable Chief Guest, of course, that is why we are also developing simplified code guidelines and mobile training clinics to ensure that every fundi, every site, every county, every Kenyan has access to the tools and the knowledge they need to build and understand this code. Of course, at the National Authority, we remain fully committed to this enabling role, and we are looking to expanding technical education, modernizing procurement systems, and incentivizing sustainable tech-driven construction practices. As we move together from policy to practice, from blueprint to building, and from compliance to unmatched excellence, I wish all of you, and please know that at all times, when I say government, we are not government. It is not just our Honorable Cabinet Secretary and the Principal Secretary, and that we are all government. So that this is our code. And therefore, we beseech you to reach out to us and inform us in what ways do you then need support. Because of course, if we have safe buildings, if we have compliance with the code and the board, that is the desire of not just the board, but everyone who works there, and of course, our leadership led by our Honorable Cabinet Secretary. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you to this event, and at this juncture, with your permission, Honorable Chief Guest, I wish to invite our Principal Secretary for Public Works, Honorable Joel Arumonyang, CBS, to give us his remarks. Kindly, let's clap for the Principal Secretary.
Let's appreciate Mercy. The Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Lands, Public Works, Honorable Alice Wahome, EGH, the Board Chair, National Construction Authority, Ms. Mercy Okiru, and the directors of NCA, the Executive Director, National Construction Authority, Engineer Maurice Akech, MBS, and management, the presidents of the professional association present, IQSK, AAK, and IEK, the partners present, contractors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. Wanakandarasi wote, hamjambo. Amjambo. Sante. This is to really welcome you to this forum. And first I want to start this way. It's an honor, Waziri, that today we participate in this annual Contractors Conference, a significant gathering of industry leaders, professionals, regulators, and partners, all united by a shared mission to advance the quality, safety, and sustainability of Kenya's built environment. Let me begin by appreciating your presence, Waziri, because this is a very important gathering. Also, the National Construction Authority for organizing this important forum and for continuing to provide leadership in a sector that is both an economic engine and a social cornerstone for Kenya. I also extend a warm welcome to the distinguished contractors, consultants, developers, county leaders, and international partners present. This year's conferences, theme conferences has been mentioned, is to innovatively integrating the National Building Code 2024 into the current technological construction and infrastructure landscape. Speaks directly to the government's vision under the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. And without these people, without the contractors, the vision of transforming Kenya through better will not be achieved. And we must appreciate them, because those participating in agricultural transformation, affordable housing, digital superhighway, MSMEs, are all present here. And I think this is the opportunity to encourage them, because they are part and parcel of the better agenda. Also, Waziri, this is a very important conference, and it is happening in this time where your ministry is at the lead in implementing the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. So we are time to participate, and I want to really thank NCA for this. The National Building Code, which we proudly launched as part of efforts through your stewardship, Waziri, is streamlining the construction industry. It is not a national commitment to doing things better, safer, and smarter. The code is already transforming the way we build by standardizing materials, mandating professional oversight, streamlining approvals, accountability at every step of the construction process. We've been informed that public sensitization is ongoing to the 47 counties this year. Today, as we launch the Construction Excellence Awards, we are not simply creating a platform to celebrate outstanding performance. We are setting in motion Building Code 2024 into the very fabric of our industry. These awards are designed to spotlight contractors, construction professionals who are not only delivering quality work, innovation. In doing so, we are reinforcing a national culture where compliance is capacity and quality is a standard. Waziri, I don't want to read so much, because when you are here, I'm not supposed to talk a lot. But I want to really emphasize that for us to succeed as a country, every contractor, every professional in the built environment, and all the stakeholders need to work together. We don't want to see anything like a failed building, a failed construction, wasted investments. We just want to get it right from the word go. And I think with this, in this forum, where we also want to award those who have excelled, is exemplary. And we want to maintain this culture. We want to work with this culture. Let this be the beginning of a broader movement, one that challenges, empowers, and equips every player in the built environment to grow through knowledge, to lead through example, and to contribute to a future defined by excellence. Recognition is empowerment. The awards we are launching today, the award process that we launched today is not about prestige. They are about promoting the values that underpin the building code: safety, professionalism, innovation, and public good. They are also about increasing local capacity and confidence in our contractors. We are saying Kenyan builders can build Kenya and build it well. So I want to say, as we begin the proceedings of this conference, I urge all participants to think not just about business, but about legacy. Let us build not just with stone and steel, but with integrity, foresight, and purpose. The government remains your partner. Together, let us shape a construction industry worthy of the hopes of our people. And because all the 47 counties are here, everybody is here represented, I think, Waziri, this is the time that we take one message. We need to have uniform across the country, whatever is happening in Kilifi, whatever is happening in Moyale, whatever is happening in Embu and Meru and Nairobi, in terms of standards, construction standards. It should be one. Approvals, of course, you will speak into that. And so that as we begin the year, we are now going into a series what it is in the code, so that even our public can know. And this is a milestone for our administration. So up to there, I want to thank you, and may God bless you. I want now to take this opportunity to jitayarishe. I want to take this opportunity to welcome our chief guest. It is also very rare for waziris to participate because they are very busy, especially ours. Anaenda kufungua sasa, siku hizi mambo ni mengi. Mijengo. Tumkaribishe waziri wetu. We are lucky she is an advocate, a lawyer, and she understands what is happening in the environment. Even this code, it was very easy for it to be actualized. Karibu waziri, moja.
Thank you. Thank you to Katie. Let's take our seats. Good morning, everybody. Habari zenu? Mambo? Poa, To the younger teams, but I think it is poa even for me. Let me take this opportunity to recognize the Principal Secretary, Public Works, my good friend. You know, not many times that you're working at this level and you're also friends. I think we have maintained a very good working relationship with my PS, Joel Arumonyang. I never get it right, but he is Arumonyang. And then, of course, we have our CEO, the new chair. I don't know whether you are still being called the new chair, but our chair and her board, Mase Okiro, and we have seen the board members here, faithfully and dutifully attending. Thank you very much for that. We have our professional associations presidents and their teams. We have our partners, distinguished guests, all of us. Good morning once again. We meet again. But now for this time, the Construction Excellence Awards with the theme, Innovatively Interrogating the National Building Code 2024 into the current technology, construction, and infrastructure landscape. That theme tells us what we are doing here. I was discussing in the holding room and finding out how we shall go about it. And I was pleased to learn that the committee is in place and that we also have a tentative date or month when we shall give these awards. And therefore, it will be on your marks, get set, and go after today. And therefore, I'm happy that ordinarily, actually, NCA is known for carrying the whip or the hammer or the chalk to X. But this particular time, the PS and our CEO, led by the board, have decided we also need to recognize. That doesn't mean we shall step down or keep away the whip. But when we do well, I think it is important that we recognize the stakeholders without whom this work cannot be done. And therefore, seeing this room today full at the time I came in, that was about 9:45, it just speaks to the commitment that all of us have. And therefore, I don't know whether to say it is not true or it is true that the cabinet secretaries are busy people. Yes, they are busy. But if you are busy doing the right things, then you should be, as much as possible, be present at the areas and spaces that your work takes you. And I couldn't be in a better platform or forum than this one, because without these teams, then the construction will stall. Without us working together, without access to the office of the cabinet secretary, many things will be going wrong. I know there are still a few appointments from the professional societies that are pending or have been put off, but I have told my office to ensure that in the next 2 weeks, any professional body in relation to the teams that are in this sector should be able to engage with us, with myself, in the next 2 weeks. And therefore, we will remain open to consultation and engagement. Allow me now, therefore, to go into the official speech for this very important event. It is really key. For me, I was very proud to know that you are thinking also of rewarding. There was a time NCA was also, and I hope that has gone away, was not liked, because you are coming to say demolish. Many of you have built, either professionally or for a client, but even in your own house, to pull down one column alone, or to pull down a toilet, and that is really a fixture. To remove a floor gets you very down. So you can imagine pulling down a building because either the professionals you engaged were not qualified or they omitted to be diligent and to work within the quality and specifications that are required. And therefore, the building code, which came into effect 1st of March, is key for us to help us implement, ensuring that the standards and quality that we have agreed to put in the building code are observed without shortcuts, without compromising the quality and material specifications. And I know people want to save on costs, but you save on costs, but then the quality of that work is not to standard. And without a compromising supervisor, project manager, resident engineer, all these very specific professionals, then the building will not be done badly. But if they keep to the building code, and of course we also need to improve as we go along the building code. We found it stored, but without NCA's meticulous approach, when I told them I don't understand why you are talking about 1968, they understood that it is time and we must move together to have it done. The Principal Secretary, State Department for Public Works, we are here today with these distinguished participants to address contractors, regulators, thought leaders at the annual Contractors Conference, a platform that has grown into a key national forum for dialogue, innovation, and accountability in our built environment. I'm told this is the 3rd forum. Allow me to commend NCA for hosting this important conference and for embedding the Construction Excellence Awards 2025 within its framework. This pairing of policy and performance, regulation and recognition is exactly the kind of alignment we need to deliver on our national development agenda. National Building Code 2024, reform to results. So we are moving from reform to now realizing results. I want to begin by affirming that the National Building Code 2024, a few months after it came into effect on 1st of March 2025, we have seen a marked decline in cases of building collapse. And this is not by coincidence. It is the product of firm political will, improved interagency coordination, and collective embrace of the high standards and quality specifications. Through strengthened enforcement, digitization of approvals, training, and mandatory compliance pathways for developers and contractors, we are creating a safety net that protects both lives and livelihoods. For every safe building, there is a family spared from tragedy or a business enterprise that is spared. And a nation spared from the cost of emergency response. Public safety is a public service priority for us. The ministry remains deep. Infrastructure delivers not just utility, but trust for Kenyans. Citizens should walk in a mall, a school, or a hospital, or any other building, public building, or private buildings, without fearing for their lives that the roof will go down. This is the promise of the building code and the objective of the code. We are committed to realizing through full government support. I talked about political goodwill, and that speaks to my presence here. The sector-wide discipline will be key. This past financial year, I have been pleased to see numerous engagements by NCA with all levels of stakeholders, from joint accreditation drives at county and trainings or targeted trainings and sensitization programs with county officials and Kenyans in the industry, and also national administration. And I know the board is also fully engaged in that. This is part of the broader sensitization and civic education for the building code, which inspires great confidence to enhanced levels of compliance with the same. This year, we have recorded an unprecedented surge in the accreditation of site supervisors and skilled construction workers. With, I think the numbers are varying, but we have between 25 and 30,000 now formally recognized and licensed under their specific trades, a clear demonstration of opportunities unlocked by the affordable housing program. It is also powerful reflection of what is possible when different arms of government work in concert or together towards a shared national vision. And you know, that is what we are calling broad-based, one government approach. Construction Excellence Awards, advancing the National Building Code through capacity and compliance. The Construction Excellence Awards are more than a celebration of achievement. They are a strategic lever for implementing the National Building Code 2024 and building the capacity of our contractors and construction workforce. By recognizing those who uphold the code through innovation, compliance, and high standards, we are actively cultivating a culture where quality is not just valued, but institutionalized. Every award signals that compliance with the code and is not a bureaucratic obligation or duty. It is a responsibility, but it's also a blueprint for growth, credibility, and national transformation. Across the country, the message is clear, and it should go clear and loud that those who build right, build the future. Those who build right, build the future. The awards are not for the finish line, and are not the finish line. They are a rallying point, yani the beginning where we say on your marks and get set and go. Institutions to deepen training and technical support and apply investment for government to keep investing in a modern, professional and code-aligned construction industry. I would like to conclude by saying that let this conference challenge us not to do more of the same, but to lead differently. Let it ignite new partnerships between public and private actors, and let it energize our commitment to uphold standards, protect our people, and deliver infrastructure that stands the test of time. Kenya deserves buildings that rise and they stay standing. Okay? I, therefore, call upon each one of us, and especially our contractors, site supervisors, professional actors, skilled construction workers who you supervise, step forward and apply the Construction Excellence Awards, to apply for the Construction Excellence Awards. I'm told there will be a 30-day window, and then thereafter, we shall go through the applications. This is your moment, because the work you do, the standards you uphold, and the commitment you show to building our nation with excellence deserves to be seen and to be celebrated and honored. Now to just say that I declare the annual Contractors Conference officially opened and Construction Excellence Awards launched. I know there will be some beautiful things going into the air, but before we come to that, let me just take this opportunity to say that once we improve the standards, we observe the building code, we make the clients happy, and we improve our records, our scorecards. You know, the PS, I think the PS and the CEO have alluded to the Department for Housing and Urban Development is now maybe the largest contributor to the construction industry through affordable housing program. That means the public works should also then be leading with its agencies in producing the personnel, in training the personnel, in partnership with any other institute that is into the training and capacity building, certifications, and our universities. I hope that, and I know that some of you here may also be lecturers, maybe professors in our universities. We will be engaging, and we have been engaging the universities, that there must be a different way of handling now the industry. We need more numbers, we need more professionals, and we need to look at the new technologies so that our training becomes relevant to now present day. Because some of us were trained before the AI. Now the AI is here. We have to apply ourselves and see what it means to the construction industry. We have new materials. Maybe you were trained with the stone, sand, and cement. Now there are other new materials. Is the university having the capacity? Are we investing sufficiently and adequately in our universities? Noting the numbers that the country wants to produce of affordable housing units. You know, our target is 1 million housing units in the next 5 years. We are fairly doing well because so far on site ongoing. I have around 175,000 housing units ongoing. The pipeline has another maybe around 450,000 units. That speaks to a lot of work for you, the contractors. That's why we must provide quality and up to standard work. I should be clear on that. Many contractors are going through challenges in making the applications, applying for the jobs, the tenders. And you know the stories within the procurement systems. We want to make it more transparent so that whoever gets the tender is the person who deserves and who has capacity to do the specific work or project that you are applying for. And therefore, the government from 1st of July 2025 will implement e-procurement. Hello? E-procurement. That says that you will interact more with the system of procurement online. And most of the times when you clear direct human interaction, muache kutafuta hawa watu wetu kila pahali. Because I know, you look for them. You even look for CS. Then you find that the CS is not the procurement person. Then you go elsewhere. We must be able to provide transparent, open system that is granting the tenders on merit. And therefore, we should applaud the government for the decision that so far, of course the e-procurement was within the law, but it is saying today, from first, it is going to be e-procurement. That decision has been endorsed by cabinet. The last cabinet endorsed e-procurement to be the method the government will procure. And for me, that is good for contractors who want to apply equity and equality and integrity. So that if you don't get, you will only blame yourself because maybe your documents. And by the way, let me just advise you, stop shortcuts. Some contractors are putting documents of another contract. Tax returns are not right. Yeah? Unaweka makaratasi ya kusupport, and these papers are not relevant. They are only relevant for a contract that you did 5 years, and it is not what you have been asked for. So then you also provide bank guarantees that are actually not from the bank. Those are very short-sighted practices. There is no procurement office that is working that will not do due diligence. I'm sure mumesikia maneno ya due diligence. You pass everything else. Then pale kwa bank umepeleka pesa jana ilikuwa ya mtu, alafu the following day umetoa kwa sababu ya pressure, thinking that we shall not access the account. Then you find that the money was there, it was removed yesterday, and maybe you had been told we are coming today. So today the money is there, tomorrow it's not there. Then the bank is writing maybe a day after that to say, oh, the money is not available. So just let us improve our capacity. Train your procurement, employ procurement officers, because the universities are also training procurement. And those are some of the things that capacity from this platform can be built to help the contractors deal with the proper people, engage lawyers where you need to. Some of these are huge contracts. They have, maybe it's about, and I know they are big documents that you have to put together. But you know what? State Department for Affordable Housing, for Housing and Urban Development, Affordable Housing Board is paying. Many contractors had withheld engaging with the work. Sasa munakimbia last minute because you have had payment is being done. Are waiting because other people, of course, have debts from the government that they are paying bills. Maybe you are also now saying, if I take another loan, put money here, and you know our margins are very economical. You know that, I'm sure you know that by now. So you have to really do the work, organized, orderly timelines. Because once you don't do that, the margins are small, your small profit will be taken away and you'll get stuck. But the point is, we are paying on certificates. Hakuna mchezo, we are not delaying, the money is there. So anything we are procuring for affordable housing, don't worry about good work. Worry about how fast you can channel your certificates. Sasa kama hiyo ndio shida, uniulize waziri, kwa nini the State Department, you said we are paying. Why have I taken 6 months before I'm paid? So I want to assure Kenyans at large that the government, because Kenyans have enabled us to collect the affordable housing levy, we are able to fund any project that we have advertised. Projects are ongoing. More than 286 markets, both ESP and modern markets, are ongoing. That work is with Kenyans. I haven't seen Chinese. Maybe they will now come. You see, they are open tenders. They are open tenders. Our wish as government, this work belongs to Kenyans, and Kenyans should be the beneficiaries of the taxation they are giving. And that's why, if you look around, and these are small projects, let's just be honest. If a Kenyan cannot do a 1 billion project, muko na engineer, muko na architect, muko na contractors for 20 years, you have all this labor that is affordable, you know, from the young men and women, then we shouldn't speak about being anywhere near global competition. Because we must compete globally. We must be able to stand in any that are good. And we have personnel, we have professional people who will do this work. So our policy is that this work belongs to Kenyans, and that's why you see our contractors are local. They are local. Hakuna ate you now have to get subcontracts. You know, a subcontract is not a guarantee. It's not really the best. I know a contractor will come with a big pocket, with big funding, with big investment, take subcontractor. But also, we must also find a way of penalizing contractors that get paid by government, but they don't pay the subcontractors. That is not honesty. That is lack of integrity. And then you keep on saying government has not paid. I have not been paid, and we have been paid. We will expose you. Because you must also, if we pay, we are paying because you have done your work. So we oblige our commitment. And then you have people who supplied sand, stone, wananchi wadogo wadogo. And we want this money to reach everybody. Then a contractor is using some other games. So we may have to call you out. Not because we want to embarrass, because we want people to work with integrity and support everybody. Hii pesa ya affordable housing should make an impact and be felt by mama mboga, boda boda, by Jua Kali, where we have reserved 11 billion shillings, by cement manufacturers, by contractors, by skilled laborers, by professionals. In fact, professionals should really support this program and build consortiums. Stop these small silos. They won't take you anywhere. Build consortiums. Wacha kuwe na architect hapo, engineer hapo, construction, mechanical, yote. Come up with big outfits. Ndio to compete with those people who are picking 5 billion projects, 3 billion projects, 7 billion projects. That can only be done because of the profile that you bring to us. Mimi nataka kuona Wakenya kama hawa wako mbele yangu, wakiwin projects worth 5 billion, 4 billion, 3 billion. And then they execute within the contract period. Because also Kenyans, we have bad habits. Contractors hapo mbele, tulikuwa tu unaingia, unatoka. We launch the project because sometimes money was not coming. But now we must work within the new framework that this is being paid. When I get to site, when you get the payment, wacha kukimbia to another contract with the money I have paid you. We are going to terminate. Now you see, you are trying to bite more than you can, and you can chew. Then you finally get blacklisted. Because ile ya kwanza hujamaliza, ya pili bado hujamaliza, certificate moja unachukua pesa, badala ya kupeleka kwa this project, then you take another new project. You are going nowhere. I mean, you need to, and this is the only time we are also paying advance. Hey, siski makofi. We are paying advance. Where did you ever get advance paid? These are big projects with the World Bank and whatever. Them, they pay advance. But now here locally, see, we are paying advance, 10%, 20%, because we also realize that mobilization of funds is a challenge. Lakini tusikupatie pesa, ikifika kule, it is swallowed. They come and tell me it was swallowed, you know, just literally taken away by other commitments. Now how will you take off? Ile mambo nimeona ni nyingi. All the best. All the best contractors. This is a new space. Let us utilize this space with a new approach. Sawa sawa? Thank you very much. I think I've taken longer than I needed, but I needed to say that. We also need to see women contractors. But don't go there and alone. You join these big-pocketed contractors so that you are either the junior partner, but at least you are a partner somewhere. Okay? We have KCBs are on board for funding. Most banks are on board because they have now known that we are also paying. Don't be left behind. Even when you are awarding these awards, also use a gender lens. You know, majority of men don't have, no, maybe not men, even women, they don't have a gender lens. They don't know how it looks like. You know, unaniletea watu watatu na wote ni wanaume for nomination into a board. Sasa nashidwa, how do I implement this? You unaniletea 3 men. I have not seen any time I have been given 3 women. Ikikuja 3 women, I will also return. But you are nominating a board member. Out of them, you are bringing 3 men. Am I going to really accept? Sasa bado hamujaelewa. Katiba hainiruhusi. So even I told Maurice, then he said, Allah, we hadn't seen that. Even surveyors did the same. Lawyers did the same. And Article 27 is very clear. These boards, committees, everywhere, we must, and in fact, even where you have a youth, also put a youth. Hapana leta, what do you, I hear, they call them what? Millennials. Boom. Sijui level 5 and above. Changanya hapo, lete, weka hapo 39, 35. If you have 3 people, so that even the young ones can also sit in the boards. Hakuna pahali kumeandikwa ati you must be 50 to sit in the board. I'm just trying to tell you some of the things that I have seen, and sometimes it's because the lens isn't. So when you are looking at this, also see how the awards can different categories, so that you are able to reach out to different aspects of the sector. And I believe the board is also gender balanced. When we say gender, it's not about women. It's ensuring that men and women are treated the same and they are equal before the law. Sawa sawa. Thank you very much. Na kwa maofisi, hata kwa maofisi, let us also look at what laws and chores we are applying. Tuangalie certificate, not the skirt or trousers. Tuangalie certificates. In a boardroom, don't expect because there is a woman, she will serve the tea. Hayuko kwa nyumba yake. She's in a boardroom. You provide the structure of the tea service. Sindio? Ama uamuke, patia the board member chai. It can't be every time, maybe there is nobody serving. Tujipange tu, sisi wenyewe. Wake up and pour your tea. So when you reach the office, you must switch from the comfort of your house. Hapo mambo ni sawa sawa tu. You can demand whatever, depending on the arrangements. Depending on my husband likes making tea because we take fresh tea. So it's either me or him in the evening. Anaingia tu, anasema, do you want? Naleta vikombe mbili. But I also do the same. Have a good day.
Asante sana waziri, tumpatie makofi tena. Asante sana. I want to, before the launch moment for the CA Award, on what it is all about. Therefore, Engineer Stephen Nyakondo, please come up front so that you are able to tell the guest of honor what it's all about, the board of directors and all the contractors present and everybody, so that we can be on the same page. Karibu.
Good morning. Thank you, our chief guest, honorable CS, our PS, board members, and our executive director. Just here to give a very brief presentation of what the CEA is. I'll try to move as fast as possible. Maybe you can assist me to move it. I think it's not working. Our chief guest, just go very quickly the roles of the NCA in terms of the regulatory and the research and training. These are the key areas that we work on. And basically, we are trying to enhance the regulatory area. Maybe you can move to the next slide. Regulatory area, what we are trying to do is, and as the speakers that have already spoken have spoken about, is the issue of peer compliance, which we are trying to enhance through the CEA awards. You can be able to see there, the quote that is there, that incentive is a bullet that is very key and often tiny, but has mighty power. Next. CS, we started this early in 2014. You can be able to see here we had started this initiative by trying to promote the women contractors, as you just mentioned here today. We had the first award, which was called the Women Contractor of the Year Award, that happened in 2014, which was spearheaded by former CS Charity Ngilu. We had the first winner, Suleko Contractors. They were awarded by Rhino. Maybe you can move forward to the next slide. Just move to the next slide. So we had 3 contractors who were awarded, and they were all women. You can be able to see they had an opportunity to visit the office, and they had an opportunity to interact with the CS. You can move to the next slide. That is the moment that they had with the CS, just to appreciate the work that the women are doing. The advert that was done to invite them, basically there were quite a number of areas that were being looked at, and we were able to evaluate, and we were able to find those contractors that we've been able to showcase. So for 2023, we had an opportunity again to also do this event, and we were able to look at the footsteps that were there from the Wokoya, and we came up with this, maybe you can move on. We came up with this 2023 event where we had 11 classes of awards. We had the contractors, we had the construction workers, and the areas that we were focusing on was on the issues of construction business, leadership, research, sustainability, and customer-oriented services. So this was an opportunity that we had, and we still maintained the Women Contractors Award at that point in time. Can move on to the next slide, please. This is still the 2023, just to give us a brief of how it was. We had 46 contractors who applied. Construction workers, albeit they were very few, but the supervisors also came in quite a number, because this was the first event. And it went through the processes of evaluation, and we were able to award 6 contractors at that point in time, and 6 site supervisors at a gala dinner that was held in Nairobi. Next slide. So these are the winners that we had. And I think I saw one of the winners with us today. We had the Mahesh contractors who were able to get the overall contractor. We had supervisors, Hezron Bugwa. We had some construction workers who also were awarded on that period of time. Please move to the next slide. These are just the winners that we awarded in 2023, that footstep, and we are really appreciative of the sponsors who were there during then. Now, in 2025, we are still focusing on the same areas, but we have modified it a little bit just to focus on the business resilient, because one, that is the core of our contracting business. We also want to look at exponential performance. We want to look at how our contractors are innovative and how they are looking at technologies, and also if our contractors are focused on customers and they are administrative, because it's very key that we can be able to put together productivity and governance in the construction industry so that we can be able to have good results. Next slide, please. For this year, the eligibility, we are saying that all contractors are eligible to apply. We are saying that we are also focusing on local contractors. So all the local contractors who have their licenses for 2022-2023 are eligible to apply. And then they should also have at least one project, because the judges also have an opportunity to go and see what kind of work that you are doing on site. So those are the eligibility, the only 2 eligibility criteria. So it means that it is very easy. You can be able to just access and put in your application. Please move to the next slide. For the fundis and the site supervisors, similarly, we have only 2 eligibility criteria for the fundis. We just need you to have been accredited with the authority and also be a fundi in good standing, which means that you have been renewing your accreditation card. So that is the only eligibility criteria that we have for the fundis. Please move to the next slide. After the eligibility criteria, then we'll have the opportunity to now interrogate the people who qualify at stage 1. This is now stage 2. Stage 2, we are looking at the issues of exemplary performance. Please go back a little bit. Please go back a little, yes. So we are looking at the 6 sections which we are interrogating, and there's a little bit of detail in terms of financial performance of the companies. We are looking at the forward planning, customer retention strategies, innovative technologies. We are focusing more specifically on green technologies, and then the governance to make sure that our companies, the contracting companies, are in good governance status. So the marks are awarded there. So I believe for the contractors, if you can be able to see, that is how you will be awarded. Once we do the award, we'll have this finalist who will be selected. At least if you can be able to have 75% of that rating, then you'll be selected as finalists who are going to be awarded in a gala dinner as announced earlier in November. Please move to the next slide. We'll just also showcase very briefly how the application is done so that the contractors can also be aware on how to apply. It's a very 1 minute session. Please, if you can be able to project the website. You can be able to access this at the NCA website. Yes, that is the website. Once you click on apply now, you'll be able to get into the CEA portal. That is the CEA portal. Just go to the award category. And then on the award category, you'll be able to see all the categories that are available for you to apply. We have the Contract of the Year, that is NCA 1 and NCA 4. We also have the Contract of the Year, NCA 5 and 8. We're trying to focus on the MSMEs, trying to make sure that they can be able to move forward. Then you also have the special category. Special category now includes all the women, especially the AGPO, the women, the youth, and all the contractors who have advantaged position in procurement in government. Yes, so we'll have that special category for them, so you can also be able to make that application. We also have for the site supervisors and the construction workers. So this is an opportunity. As you can be able to see there, it's very easy. You can even apply right now. You'll see that the criteria is very, very simple for you to be able to apply. So once you click on one of the categories, it will bring you to this page where you will now put in your email and access password, and you'll be able to access the portal and give us your feedback. It's a very simple process. We want to encourage all the contractors to please take a moment and put in an application into the system. We'll move to the next slide. Yes, the next slide is today is the day that the windows have been opened. All applications are now, if you go to the system, it is ready for you to apply, and we are closing these applications on 24th of July. The form is available on the NCA website. Thank you, Chief Guest. That is the brief that I just wanted to bring to your attention. Asante sana.
Thank you very much, Steve, for that presentation. Our chief guest, the moment to launch the CEA Awards is here. And after the launch of the CEA Awards, we'll take some pictures in the following order. After the launch of the CEA Awards, we'll have the PS join the stage with the CEO, with the chair, and the ED to take a picture with the CS. After that, the board of directors. After that, management. After that, CEA committee. After that, conference planning team. And then the distinguished guests who are the CEOs in the house today and heads of professional associations. So those pictures will be taken in that sequence, and they'll be very fast. Will be done within a space of 3 minutes. So I'd like to welcome the chief guest on stage, the chair of the board of directors, the CEO, ED, PS, to come and launch the CEA. The buzzer, please put it somewhere there for the cabinet secretary to buzz. Those ones who are responsible, we will count. It will be a countdown from 10 to 1. Madam PS, but the confetti and all the other paraphernalia will come to the stage. Yes. I'm told that our technical guys at the front will give us the cue and it will be displayed on the screen. At 10, 9, 8, 7, up to 1. When it reaches 1, you press the buzzer. Haya, tuanze huko nyuma. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Congratulations, congratulations. Begin my coffee. The awards have been launched formally. Thank you very much. Now, remove this. I request you both to remove this. And then those ones on the high table, as they are here on the stage, they'll take a picture. Take a picture.